Hi, this is Nag. Today we will see the PLC and its RTU interfacing. So now I'm using a Siemens S7 200 PLC along with the RTU, that is ET200S IM1513 station. So first we need to open the TIA portal. So RTU is just an extension to your existing PLC and its IOs. So click on new project, assign the project name, that is PLC RTU remote terminal unit. Click on create. So first we need to configure a device. So first we need to add the PLC and its controller. So click on add new device, select the controller, Siemens S7, CPU. I'm using CPU 1215C DC TC/DC and the part number. Click on add. So here you can see the PLC, the controller in your device view. So first of all you can check the IP. You can click on this IP Ethernet option. So it is directly, it will be navigated towards the Ethernet option. So this is 192, this is the IP address. So I have checked already, so it's correct. Then save the project. Then open the project tree. So we need to create a simple ladder. So under the PLC, open the program block, click on the main OB. Here we need to create a simple ladder. So I'm designing a ladder with the basic input with two inputs. With two inputs and two outputs. So my idea is the first input I would like to assign from my PLC. So if I give an input from my PLC, the output should be turned across the RTU. It means in the remote terminal unit the output must go high. Similarly, when I give an input in my RTU in my remote terminal unit, so the output must be reflected across my PLC. So now assign the address. I'm giving an address, or if you are not sure about your remote terminal unit and its address, so simply you can keep this project aside. Then you can go ahead with the remote station configuring. So for that you need to open the project tree and then you need to add the remote terminal unit. So for that first you need to go to the project, then click on the device view, expand the project, then click on the distributed IOs, then ET200S interfacing module, ProfitNet, select IM151 and then the part number. So here is my part number. So just select the part and then drag and drop into your project. So in the network view you can drop this part. So this is my remote station, that is IM1513PN. Now we need to establish the connection between your remote station to your PLC. So for that just click on this Ethernet, drag and drop across the Ethernet point of the PLC. So with this the connection is being established. So if you want to check its IP address, then click on I. So now the PLC is assigned with an IP of 192.168.0.1. Similarly, the remote station is configured with 192.168.0.2. So if you want to check whether this IP is correct or not, then simply you can click on the accessible device. So here you can click on start search. So it will search all the devices which are connected to the net. So here I can see the PLC IP just 192.168.1, so it's the same, and the remote station, that is 192.168.0.2, it's same. So the IP address is correct. If the IP is not correct, then simply you can click on this device, then the remote station will be open in the device view, and again you can click on this Ethernet, just double click, so that you can see the IP, and here you can configure. If you want to change, you can change the IP address, right? So right now it is correct, so I don't want to change. So now in this device, now this remote station, now you need to add the modules. So right now currently I'm using a remote station with 16 digital inputs and 16 digital outputs, again 8 analog inputs and 4 analog outputs. So for the 16 digital inputs and 16 digital outputs, I have a modules, and similarly for analog inputs and analog outputs. So here you can see the image of my modules, right? So these are the modules. Now you need to add into your project. So here we go. So first module is a power module. So for that you need to search over here. So click on the PM, it means the power module. So in the power module I'm using a PME24V DC. So click on it, and the part number is 6ES7 138. So it is very important that you need to check the part number against your model as well as over in the project. So once you confirm the part number, then you can click and drag and drop across the first slot. So now the module is been added. Similarly, the next slot you can see, that is 8DI. It means it's a digital input. So click on the digital input and go with the 8DI. Select here and check the part number against your module. So once you confirm, again you can click and drag and drop. So I have another module of 8 inputs. So for that you can simply copy and you can paste. After this I have a 8DO. So 8DO, it means 8 digital outputs. So it comes under the digital outputs. So click on the digital output. So 8DO. So again I'm using a 8DO of 24 volts. So click on the part, select the part and check the part number against your module. Then drag and drop. So I have another module of 8DO. So just copy and paste on your next slot. So far I have configured 16 digital inputs and 16 digital outputs. Now I have another module, that is analog input. So for that I need to go to the AI. So click on AI. So here I'm using a 2AI, that is I'm using a current module. So 2AI, that is of wire type. So 2AI wire type of ST. So again check your part number against your module. So 6E S7. So this is the module. So drag and drop. Now after this I have a power module again. So go to the PM, select the power module, drag and drop. So if you want to expand your project, then simply you can click on over here, so that the rack will be expanded to further. So after the power module, the next is again 2AI, that is analog inputs. So 2AI, again it's a current module. So 2AI, that is wire type and ST. It's a current module. Drag and drop. So after the current module, now I have a 2 analog input, that is of voltage module. So 2AI ST U. U means it's a voltage module. So as I said, I have 8 analog inputs. So these 8 analog inputs are categorized into 4 current inputs and 4 voltage inputs. So similarly I have one more. So copy and paste. Then I have to configure, that is analog outputs. So I need to go to the AO. So I'm using 4 analog outputs of voltage type. So these 4 analog outputs, again 2 channels of each. So I need to go to the 2AO, that is current type. So 2AO IST. So select the part number and check this part number against your module. Click, drag and drop the same module I have. So simply copy and paste. So that's it. So now I have configured my modules to the remote station, that is IM1513PN. So if you want this to watch closely, then again click on control and scroll your mouse so you can expand, so you can see closely the Siemens IM1513PN standard remote station. So this IM1513PN, it doesn't have a CPU, so it is without CPU, but we have some modules in the Siemens with it comes with the CPU. So here we don't have a CPU, so this I am configuring to my PLC. So you can cross check once again. So first module is a power module, and two digital inputs of 8 channel each, so both together 16 channels. Then 16 digital outputs with the 2 modules, each module with 8 channels. Then followed by total 8 analog inputs. As I said, 8 analog inputs, 2 modules of current. Okay, so 2 modules with the 2 channels each, so 2 plus 2, 4 channels of current, and another 2 modules of voltage. So total 2 plus 2, 2 current, and 2 plus 2 voltage. So total 8 inputs. In between you have a power module, and then you have the outputs, the analog outputs. So that is the current channels. So 2 plus 2, total 4. That's it. So now I have cross checked, so the configuration is okay, and now we need to write the PLC and its program. So you can see the program which we have done earlier. So as I said, regarding address, if you are not aware of the address, so simply you can click on the IO device, click on the network view, click on your project, click on your PLC, just double click. So in the network, in the device view, you can see this PLC. Then click on control and scroll, so you can maximize your PLC. So here you can see these input channels and the output channels. So these are the digital inputs. So right now I'm using a Siemens S7 1200 with the CPU 1215C DC DC DC. So with this CPU, it comes up with 14 digital inputs and 10 digital outputs. So this 14 digital input, the starting address is I0.0 and ends at 1.5. Similarly, the output Q0.0 and ends at 1.1. So if you want to add the address to your program, then just undock this window from the main window. Then so here we go. So first we need to assign the first channel to the first input. As I said, if I give an input to the PLC, then output should not be at the PLC, but instead the output should be across the remote station. So for that I need to give a remote station address. Again, when I give an input in the remote station, then I need to get output across the PLC. So here I can give a PLC output address. So for that I will take Q0.0 over here, whereas this one should be the remote station output, digital output, and this one should be remote station digital input. Okay. So far whatever you have done, just save it. So once it is done, then dock it to your project and you can minimize it. Now Here I said we need to give a input from your input remote station, and here is the output from your remote output. So for this we need to open the project, the PLC, open the network view. Now click on the device, that is the remote station. So once you click on the remote station, then here you can see again click on the control as well as scroll the mouse button. So here we have our digital inputs. So now just check what is the starting address of the first digital input. So it has 8 digital inputs, but I am going to use the first input. So just click on it. So here you can see, once you double click, so it will open the properties. So this is the 8DI, right? It's a module, and the IO address, it starts from 2. So starting address is 2. So it means you can give a first input address starts from 2.0. So click on the main, then you can give a address as I2.0. Right. So this is a starting address in your PLC, in your remote station. Similarly, you can expect the starting output address as Q2.0. If you doubt, you can check similarly at the output section. So fourth one, then double click. So here you can see this is an 8DO, so output module, and the starting address is 2. Okay. So now the addressing of the PLC is over. So in your project you can see, again save. So now you need to download this program into your PLC. So automatically the remote station will be configured. So click on the project, click on the PLC, and then compile. You can make both hardware as well as software compilation. So minimize. So you can see 0 errors, no warnings. So it means you can download safely. So again click on PLC, then click on download. So you need to select the PLC start. So select the PLC, then click on load. Stop all, then load. Then finish. Now you will see the programming. So go to the monitor. So here you can see this is my PLC, and when I give an input across my input terminal of the PLC, so you can see the output turns on. So this reflects at the remote station. So I have a remote station just nearby. So here you can see, so this is my remote station with all input output modules. So when I remove the input, you can see the output will be turned off. Okay, and when I give the input again, you can see the output is turned on. The same thing you can see in your PLC, in your programming window. So when I give an input, you can get the output. So when I remove the input, so you can see, so you can check the status like this. Similarly, when I give an input across my remote station, so the input is turned on, you can see the LED indication, right? And the output should be in your PLC. Okay, I'll show you the PLC. So here you can see the output in the PLC. So this is how you can configure your remote station to your PLC. and you can control your process from remotely. So this is the programming of R2 interfacing with CPU. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.